this was the detail I liked best. A former member of the French national team for synchronized swimming. Madame Lagarde, the stage is yours.
Now, I'm particularly pleased to appear in front of you, and it's a rare privilege, actually, to appear before entrepreneurs. I generally hang out with prime ministers, presidents, ministers of finance, governors of central banks, and it can be incredibly boring. But it sure is repetitive, however necessary. But to be with you today is clearly to be with those that create wealth, to those who create jobs, to those who need predictability around their business, who invest in the future, who need to have a strategy, and who are actually vital for the growth of the country in which they operate.
What does the IMF do when it comes to lending or giving donations to countries to ensure that the projects that that money is used to implement actually has a trickle-down effect to the people themselves?
Do you want another rap? Yes, sir. You want another rap? Yes, sir. You want another rap? Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. To introduce the President, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take my seat finally and hand over to the CEO of Rich Management, the man who made it possible to bring Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni in the house, Ali Khan Sachu.
It's a great pleasure and privilege to host His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, at Mindspeak today.
Some countries in America, Europe, and Asia, some of the countries in Europe like Russia, some of the Asian countries like China and India, they are now in space, on the moon. They are looking at us here like insects. Just look. That space is common property for all of us. The moon is ours also. But we are not there. We're just here in Naivasha, Naikuru. We don't know what's going on there. We need to go to space there and ask, what are you doing here? This is our common property. This moon is also ours.
Don't underestimate what you bring to the table. You have a lot to bring, and you also have different and new things to bring. So don't get discouraged if they want to discard you. It was really very nice to be here and well, to get in touch with different people than I get in touch with when I'm only at the boardrooms and the meeting rooms. So thank you very much for that opportunity.
So we have a challenge and an opportunity as a country, with a huge opportunity out there.
If this guy was in London, he could never dare first buy maize on the street.
Academic brilliance and whatever opens the door. In itself and of itself, it doesn't give you the key to success.
When your daughter and your wife are not agreeing on where to have a holiday, you need to step in and create some sort of a democratic decision.
Fancy accent and fancy shoes and clothes. I grew up, you didn't think it's fancy, you know much I paid those stuff. I grew up in a rural community where the first time I saw a TV was when I went to England at the age of 16.
Person to somebody wearing a plastic shoe.
Charles, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Really enjoyed your
Mindspeak
session.
No, thank you for the invitation.
On the corporate front, for example, our Nairobi hotel, for the last 6 months, has done pretty well.
So this has been a very, very fruitful 3 years for me, and I'm glad that we are now and we have reached #1 position in some segments. We are performing quite well.
We do see
intra-African investment as being an important growth factor.
What we have done differently under the foundation is set aside a definite percentage of our profits to the for the foundation.
In Africa, that would be one of the first places I look.
Governor Juguna Ndungu, it's a pleasure to host you today.
On Saturday afternoon, how many kilos of tea have you picked? How many laborers were there? And these are the accounts. Pam, pam, pam.
Single person improvement, President. That your writing sort of has started from, right? It's grown much bigger than that.
It started from there because you always start from who you are.
Yes.
And everybody does that.